Round one.
So this is action in the 75-kilogram middleweight division between boxers from Sri Lanka and St. Lucia. The man wearing red is Mohommed Usaith, 21 years of age, from Sri Lanka. And he's landing with a cracking overhand left against the 19-year-old Marcel. Of St. Lucia, he part of a two-strong boxing team here, operating also out of the southpaw stance. It's rather untidy. It's a really impressive victory for Usaith over Mugenga of Rwanda in the round of 64, producing an 8-count in the first round, dropping his man in the second en route to a dominant unanimous point decision victory. That's how he's arrived here in the second preliminary round, the round of 32. Marcel receiving a bye through to this second round. Well, keeping his composure and just spinning off the line. Really committing to that attack is Usaith. Cracking right hand from Usaith. Rather untidy in this all southpaw affair. Good right hand landed on the disengagement by Marcel. Check right hand landed by Marcel, who's just looking to slow down the tempo here. Both men inaccurate. Each one operating behind a low-held guard. So there's the bell to conclude the first. Some of the action from that opening round. Three-two split in favor of Marcel. Judges 1 and 2 preferring the work of the man from Sri Lanka.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So moving to the second round after a competitive opening 3 minutes between these two rangy southpaw boxers. Mohommed Usaith coming into this tournament in what is his second bout of Dubai 2025 with his confidence sky high, having boxed his way. That's an example of how untidy it is. He comes in as an Asian under-22 silver medalist from the tournament that was hosted in his homeland in Colombo earlier this summer. Made his international debut when he was just 15 years of age, did Usaith. for Kyle Marcel. Well, he said that he didn't choose boxing, he said that boxing chose him. He wants to emulate his compatriot who stormed to victory in the Olympic 100 meters last year. Julian Alfred said that you've heard of her, but trust me, in 4 years you may well hear of him, putting St. Lucia on the map with global success in the ropes arena. So point deduction from Kyle Marcel for failing to keep his head up. And so that point deduction will be taken into account at the end of the contest when the scores are tabulated. Just attempting the left hand off the ropes, Kyle Marcel, and was in Budva, Montenegro when he competed on the global stage at the World Youth Championships last year. He was eliminated in the preliminary rounds of that global event, but here he is making a transition through to the senior ranks despite still being a teenager. Wonderful opportunity for Kyle Marcel. He's electing to continue to box behind low-held hands, but Usaith just scoring upon him with more regularity. Remember, the first round was edged 3-2 by Marcel, but can he build on that momentum? Well, that's another talking to about keeping his head up for Marcel. Again, Marcel always seeking to play counter-punch and not too far away, looking to lower the tempo, make his man miss, and then make him pay. As the second round completed, remember the first was the narrowest of margins in favor of Marcel. As we take a look at some of the action from the second round. It's untidy at times. Two men with very similar styles. And because southpaws are fewer in terms of percentage and number, often don't meet them. And so when two southpaws do share the ring, it can be something of an untidy affair. Clean sweep of the cards for Mohommed Usaith.
Seconds out.
That means we have got 3 scores for judges 3, 4, and 5 that are deadlocked at 19 points apiece. So a good response from the man from Sri Lanka.
Your third and final round.
First on a 3-2 split. He's tied things up to get himself back into contention. And this contest has come down to the final round. It's untidy in between flailing shots. And you see Kyle Marcel rocking the dreads, and that top knot is going to require some attention from his coach. And that's not a fashion statement, but if you're going to box with long hair, have to ensure that the hair doesn't go into your own eyes or indeed the eyes of the opponent. And I'm not quite sure the cornerman's done a good job there, because if that moves forward, it could well obscure the vision of Kyle Marcel once again. Well, it's untidy on the inside. It's Usaith seeking to free his hands, and they're spending an increasing amount of time in that type of posture. And these two long-armed southpaws, remember, and to a large extent, they're smothering their own work, but they're so committed to their initial attack that in the event that they don't find the range, this is the posture they find themselves in. So then the onus is on them to free themselves from this position on the inside, get the hands free and try to work close up. But you can see from the broad shoulders and backs and the long arms that each of them perhaps more ideally suited to sharp shooting from the outside. Hitting while holding from Usaith, just trying to see whether he suffered a damaged nose here. Again, it's really untidy, this one. Remember, Usaith is leading 20 points to 18 for judges 1 and 2. It's all square for judges 3, 4, and 5. So Usaith only needs to convince one of judges 3, 4, or 5 as he lands a sneaky corkscrew right hand and then catching Marcel with his chin way up in the air while he was landing a shot of his own. He's breathing through a mouth that's open. It's a rather weary-legged walk backwards to the space of center ring as he takes another left hand over the top but managed to ride it by spinning off the line. I think that's the bell for ring A. Confusion can occur. This is ring B, and just thankful that neither man let a shot go while the other one was relaxing and not protecting themselves at all times, as is the referee's mantra. Oh, and there's another right hand out of the southpaw stance to snap the head backwards of Marcel. Effective scoring shot. So closing seconds now. And a standing count has been issued against Marcel, and I think that he's going to tilt the final round in favor of Usaith. He did better, the better work, and the bell perhaps coming not a moment too soon for the teenager from St. Lucia. Two talented southpaws going head to head. But Marcel just being put under pressure in the closing stages, becoming a little disorganized, took an 8 count. And I think it's going to be the man from Sri Lanka who goes through to the round of 16. Remember, if it's a 3-2 split, it will be subject to bout review. Kyle Marcel led. We had 3 tied scores of 19 points apiece. The other 2 were in favor of Usaith. If you hear unanimous, it's the man in red.
Over on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Sri Lanka, Mohommed Yazmin Usaith.
So Mohommed Usaith declared a unanimous points decision victory in this battle of talented young boxers here. And he goes through to the round of 16. And what a contest we have awaiting for us there, because it's the tall sharpshooter, Mohommed Usaith, against the compact pressure boxer, Jabril Traore. That one scheduled for the round of 16.